Hey, A-Day folks. Trying to do this video to give you some explanation of the Canvas assignment that you guys are going to work on while I'm in Washington. I'm going to run through this. If you've got any questions, let me know. Ms. Carnell will be here. If you could, ask her first, and she can touch base with me so that I don't have 100 questions coming in at one time. But I'll try to do this as quickly as possible, but here's kind of a brief explanation of what we're going to be doing. I'm not a real guru with this yet, so just bear with me. But if you'll notice when you come in, Chapter 11 assignments is going to be the main link that you're going to want to click on. And within inside of this, it's going to house all of the information. So you can see here that you've got all the descriptions of what you're going to be doing. So let me just kind of give you a rundown on what's going to happen with this. You can read through this. Note I've got it listed 1 through 5, but I really don't care how you approach this as far as the chronology of what you execute first. But I will say that a lot of people have decided to do it this way. Number 1, watch the video first. Number 2, complete the reading, read it and do the reading guide at the same time. So that would be numbers 1 and 2. So first watch the video, then do the readings with the reading guide. Then after that, you do number 3. And number 3 is an assignment that's posted separately, and it's entitled Adams and Jeffersonian Presidency. So we'll go back and look at that, take a peek at that here in just a second. Then after you completed that, some folks have said that they're going to go back and watch the video again and then take the notes. Again, I don't care how you approach this. The end result, though, will be you taking a practice quizzes quiz. And there'll be 31 questions, and there'll be time 60 seconds apiece. I'd like for you guys to do the best you can on that. It will not show you the answers in the end. After each question, it will tell you if it's right or wrong. And it also will not give you the ability to look at, kind of review the test at the end as we've done in the past. I've kind of set it up differently this time. So that's kind of the progression that you're going to take. Now I will just let you look through this and read through it, but I do want to kind of click over and look at that other assignment here for just a quick second. So here we are back at the assignments portion. After you've read through this information here, I'll go ahead and tell you that the submission of what you're going to do in this is going to be done here. We'll come back to it in a minute. Submission of Adams and Jefferson Presidency's Google Doc activity. So let me click on this and show you how this will work. You guys are going to go in here. Please notice for you A-Day folks that this is due on January the 23rd. It's to be submitted at the end of the day there, this particular Google Doc form. Now the rest of it is to be submitted in class that day before you leave on Monday. So all of this is due on Monday. So anything that is that's done, like the reading guide or any of the other module related stuff, you guys are going to submit that to Miss Carnell, who will be the sub, before you leave on Monday the 23rd. However, you've got a time to complete whatever else you need to complete in terms of submitting this. The things that are submitted through that submission link, you'll be able to do that up until 11:59 that night. But I would get it all done. Make sure you were done before you left class. You'll be able to use the Chromebooks in class, so you'll be able to do that on the 23rd. So I'm going to load this and show you what it's going to look like. So it will open up. For me, I see it in a different way. I'm going to take a peek at what you're going to see. So when you open it, this is what you're going to see. It's going to ask you to do this, go through the tutorial, and then secondly, to take the mastery test. The only way you can take this mastery test is by getting to the very last slide, the summary slide, and then clicking the next button so that you will see the screen that says, "Congratulations, you finished the tutorial." If you just stop on the summary page and try to go through the mastery test, it will show it as being locked. So make sure you click next on that very last page. So let me open this up and kind of show you what it's going to look like. This is the tutorial, Political Parties and Early Presidencies. Please note that it's going to cover the Adams and Jefferson presidencies. I know we've talked about Adams and a lot of the things that we discussed through that, like the XYZ affair, the quasi-war, alien and sedition laws, all that stuff will be discussed. But go ahead and navigate through that the best you can. And I'm just going to click and kind of show you a few things here. Here's the objective, the introduction, and then it's going to start rolling out the information. Now, peculiarly enough, it's going to bring you to this page, and I don't know why they don't give this to you up front, but it says click here to get your lesson activities. You're going to need to click on that button, and it's going to open up a Google document. when this Google Doc opens up, you're going to need to download and save this into your Google Drive. Anything that you do throughout the rest of the navigation of this is going to be done on that Google document. So for instance, as you click through, you're going to come to a page and you answer this quiz question and then move on. You're going to come to an activity. The first activity, we can get there. Actually, let me back up. I'm sorry, the activity. We passed it. It was on that same page as the Google Doc. It says lesson activity, self-check. Go to the Federalist versus Democratic Republican Ideals section of your lesson activities. Match the political party with its policies. So you're going to complete that activity on this Google Doc. If you'll note, activity number 1, Federalist versus Democratic Republican Ideals. So you're going to navigate through this, and every activity that's in here, I think there's 3 of them. The second one, Modern Politics, it gives you the instructions there. You're going to edit this document. You're going to put all your answers on this Google document. And those you'll get down to one on the Marshall Court, with Marbury versus Madison in particular. So you're going to answer those questions. And then in the end, once you're finished and you've completed all of those activities, you've navigated through all of these slides, you've read, you've completed the activities, you've answered the quiz questions. Once you get to the end, let me show you again. You have one last activity you'll do on the screen. It'll come to summary. Once you get here, I want you to click here to get the student answer sheet. It will give you all the answers. I know I'm kind of maybe shooting ourselves in the foot here by telling you can't actually find the answers. Don't cheat. I know that you will not be as successful if you do, but go back and check yourself here, possibly even before you submit, but just to see how well you did. There's a portion on your Google Doc that you download on that activity sheet that asks you to go back and look at the student answer sheet to check and see how close you came to the correct answers. Do that, check it, and then highlight the correct choice. It'll ask you if you nailed it, if you came close, or if you didn't come close at all. But go ahead and submit, and after you're finished, and the way you will submit, if I can get back here, is by going back to assignments, and you're going to submit that Google Doc. So I don't think that I'll be able to see it on my end exactly the way that you see it, but submissions of Adams and Jefferson presidencies Google Doc, you'll click here, and once you click on that, you'll see a link at the top it'll say File Upload or Google Doc. You will click Google Doc, and you'll follow the process of submission through that. If you have any questions on the submission of this work, let me know, and we'll try to work it out. I think that's it. If you've got any questions, let me know. Make sure that you execute all of these things. This is a 250-point daily grade. You'll be able to see the rubric on the initial assignments page for the Chapter 11 assignments. And so check that out. Check your rubric out. Make sure that you operate under the full measure of perfection that the rubric asked you. And if you've got any questions, let Ms. Carnell know. We'll work it out. You guys have a great week, and I'll see you when I get back.